The first problem statement was to reverse of a given number. Okay, I give you this problem statement. So whenever I say you reverse of a given number, then what you will do? Immediately you have to think about, okay, the reverse mean that I have to do this. If user enter any number, don't think about this one. User can enter anything. User can enter anything, but the thing is that the reverse is same concept, that you are supposed to do the reverse of that number. That's it. Okay, that is the problem statement. So first, how you will achieve this problem? Okay, how you will tackle this problem? First, you will watch out on this. Okay, I need this, and after that I need this, and after that I need this. Okay, you will follow this problem something like this. Now you clear with the problem statement what exactly that you have to do. But this one is a number, not a string. If it is a string, okay, if it is a string, then I can easily do the slicing with them, and I will get the reverse of this number. Okay, I will get the reverse of this number. But this time I am getting a number, not a string. Okay, whenever you are getting a number, at that time the slicing concept is not implemented. If you try to do the slicing concept, then you will get the error message. Okay, error message, because that provision is not available. Then how we can solve this problem? Now we understand it. Okay, we need this problem. First we have to find out this 3, then we have to find out this 2, then we have to find out this 1. Okay, that's good. That's good. I understand the concept. Now the next step. How I can find out the last number from any number? So for that we have very, the beautiful, the operator. That operator is called mod. Okay, that operator is called mod. So how I can do? If I do this 123 10, okay, 10, okay, let me close it because it will disturb us a lot. Okay, so whenever we do the division with 10, every time in any of the cases, whatever the number is, that doesn't matter. Okay, I will get the last number. Okay, I will get the last number. Now I understand it. Okay, we have to use it. The first funda is clear. After that, okay, my target is now I want 2. How I can get this 2? The same process if I do over here. Same process if I do over there. I got this 2. I got this 3. I got this 2. That's mean I need a remainder, and I also need a quotient. Now again, after performing this step, I need a quotient. Same thing I perform. Then what a remainder I will get 1, and here the quotient will become 0. When the quotient will become 0, that's mean I did my complete steps. So for whenever my quotient is 0, at that time I am not supposed to proceed further, and these steps are continuous steps. We have to perform this step until we are not getting this quotient 0. So while we have to perform while the quotient doesn't become 0. Okay, now the funda is clear, sir. We are using this one, and we have to use this one. Okay, we have to use this one. Perfect. And now what we have to use? We have to use while. Sir, our 50% task is done. That means we have to use this while, we have to use this modulus, sir, we have to use this divide. Okay, this why I am using, because it return you the data in the form of the integer. Otherwise you will get 1.0. Okay, that's very difficult to handle that situation. So always it will give you the integer value. So 1, or you will get 2. Okay, 1 2, or you will get that that's it, and this 0. Okay, so now the task is over. Our 50% logic is covered. Okay, sir, we are going to, now the question is, sir, until when this loop will be executed? Okay, sir, we have to execute this loop when the number is greater than 0. Okay, so sir, that's mean we are getting a number 1 2 3. We have to process until this number is greater than 0. So we have to perform all these steps. So all these steps, definitely if you want to do the iteration, definitely you need some kind of condition. So sir, what my condition is? My condition is while n is greater than 0. Okay, so funda is clear. Sir, now my condition is clear. When this number is greater than 0, until that I have to processing all these steps. Now the question is, sir, okay, I achieved it. Very good, sir. Sir, now what the thing is that, sir, how I can represent this 321? Sir, what is the way? Okay, so first you get this 3. Now understand the pure mathematics behind it. First you get this 3. Now if I do it, 3 multiply by 10, so what I will get? I will get 32. Okay, sir, again this number, now this become 32. If I 32 multiply by 10, again plus 1. Okay, sorry, here the 30, 10, 3 multiply by 10, that is 30, and plus 2. So what I will get? I will get 32. In the next iteration, if I do 32 multiply by 10 plus 1, because plus 1 is this one remainder that I am getting. Okay, I am getting. So 32 plus 10 plus 1, what number I will get? I will get 331. So this is the logic behind it. Okay, I'll explain these all things once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am taking this time 1, 2, 3, 4. So for what extent that I have to do the divide? Okay, the first thing is that 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 10. Okay, I'll get this one. Okay, for any number you will get this. Okay, now I got 4. Perfect, sir. I get 4. Okay, so now what I have to do right now, sir, 4. Okay, sir, 4 multiply by 10. Okay, this time it become 40. Okay, sir, very good. Okay, sir, very good. Now in the next case, what you need? You need 123. Okay, 123, 1 of 1, 10, 2, 3, 220. Okay, sir, I got this 3. Now what I have to do? 40 plus 3. Okay, 40 plus 3, it's become 43. 43 multiply by 10, what it become? 430. Okay, sir, very good. Now in the next iteration, we need this 12. Okay, again we have to do the same process. 10 1 the 10, you will get 2. Okay, sir, perfect. 433. Okay, 430 plus 2, what it become? 432. Okay, 432. Now in the next iteration, same thing, I need this. Okay, this time when I perform this, I will get quotient 0 and I will get remainder, that is the 1. Okay, so this one, I will get the remainder 1. So same thing, I did multiplication over here. 432 0 plus 1 in the next way. Now what I will get? 4301. So I get my reverse number. So this is the entire process. Here you have to perform this logic. The power of 10, when the 10 divided any number, we will get the remainder, and that remainder is always, it is a mathematical rule, the remainder is always the last one. Okay, the last one, always the last one. So I got this. Now this remainder, if I multiply by this remainder, initially there is nothing to sum. Okay, initially there is nothing to sum. So initially that means the value is 0. So 4 multiply by 10, that 40 plus 0, it become 40. That's it. I am assigning this into the variable. Now in the next time, now s is equal to s plus this x and multiply by 10. Okay, now what is happening? I am getting this s40 plus this remainder, but I get this 3. Okay, this 3, that become 43, and then I am multiplying it 430 for the next iteration. So you have to take care this thing. Okay, you have to take care this. This is the mathematics behind the entire scenario. Okay, this one is the mathematics behind the entire scenario, whatever the the problem statement. I explain it mathematically. Now the question is, sir, how we can convert it into the programming languages. Okay, now understand it. So I am taking a value n is equal to, let's suppose 1 2 3, or you can take 4. Okay, so let me take the same scenario. Okay, so I am taking over here. So there is no space to write the logic. Okay, so I am writing my logic over here. Okay, so I am taking s is equal to 0 initially, and the n value 1 2 3 4. Okay, this one is a value that I am taking. Okay, now for what extent I have to run it? While n greater than 0. Perfect. Okay, now I understand it. Okay, this would be done until the n value greater than 0. That's it. So first iteration, what value of n? 123. Okay, 1 2 3 4, that is greater than 0. Yes, that is greater than 0. Now what I am doing? I am performing my logic. First I need this. How I can get it? X is equal to n modulation of 10. Okay, now it becomes this 4. Perfect. Very good. Now in the next way, what you have to find, what you have to do next? You need this one. Okay, you need this one. So n is equal to n double divided by 10. Okay, I am changing this value. I am ultimately changing this value. Now this time it value become 1, 2, 3. Okay, its value become 1, 2, 3. Okay, now this one, operation for this one, initial value s is 0. So s is equal to, okay, s is equal to s is equal to s plus x plus, I think this one, your x multiply by 10. Okay, x multiply by 10. So no, let me correct this statement. This would become I think s into 10. Yes, s into 10. Okay, s into 10 plus of your x. Yes. Now observe this scenario. What happening over here? So here initial value s is 0. Okay, initial value s is 0. S, okay, s, that means 0 multiply by 10. Okay, plus x. X value is 4. Okay, now it's getting how much value it's getting? It's s become 4. Okay, s become 4. Now picture is clear. Now in the next iteration, what is happening? Now in the next iteration, now n value become 1, 2, 3. Now condition is true. 1, 2, 3 greater than 0. Okay, 1, 2, 3 greater than 0. If this is greater than 0, that means I have to process the entire scenario. So this one, okay, this one. So what I am getting over here? I am rubbing it. Okay, in the second iteration, what I am getting? I am getting over here your 3, this one, the second iteration. Okay, I got this remainder. And what is this? This 12. Now here s value is 4. Now what is my logic? S is equal to, okay, s is equal to s multiply by 10 plus x. Okay, so what is my logic? My logic is this one. So initially the s value is 0. Now the s value become 4. Now how I can implement this? 4 into 10. Okay, 4 into 10 plus your x value is 3. So how it's become? 40 plus 3. It's become 43, and it's allocated to the s. Now in the next iteration, now what value we have? Now what value we have? We have remainder over here 2. Okay, and the quotient become 1. Okay, the quotient become 1. So 2. Now the same thing happened. Now this time s value is 43. Now the same logic, 43 multiply by 10 plus x. Now x this time 2. How it's become? 43 multiply by 10, that's become 430 plus 2, it's become 432. Perfect. Now the last scenario, the x value become 1, this value become, n value become 0. The same thing happen, multiply by 10 plus 1. So how it's become? 4321. Now n value is 0. Okay, now I will check the condition over here. 0 greater than 0? No. So that's mean I don't need to process again these steps because my quotient becomes 0. So this one is the pure mathematical way. Now I am printing the value of s, you will get the perfect output. Okay, so this is the logic behind this. This is the pure mathematics. Okay, this one is the pure mathematics behind it. Same thing can be achieved with the typecasting. You have to convert string and then you have to concatenation. After end of the day, what you have to do? You have to perform the concept of the slicing. Okay, the same thing can be done with the help of, this one is a Pythonic way, but this one is a pure mathematical way. So in any programming language, the problem is this one, you can easily achieve this this problem statement. Okay, so I'll show you this practically, then the picture would be more clear. Okay, so I'm opening it. So here, so I'm asking from a user int of input of enter value for n. Okay, so you are entering value for n. Now same logic, s is equal to 0 while your n greater than 0, then until that we have to perform this. First what you have to calculate, we have to calculate the remainder. So I am taking the name as a remainder. R is equal to n modulation of 10, and your n becomes n double divided of 10, and then what you have to do, s plus, okay, I am elaborating the complete, s is equal to s into 10 plus x, and then you have to print this s. That's it, because s value will be changed. Okay, so I am saving it, save as reverse dot py. Okay, so I am writing it py space reverse dot py. Now I am entering 1 2 3. Okay, x is not, somewhere we did a mistake, sorry, here the r, because we changed the name of this r. Okay, so this one, so here 1 2 3. Now you are getting 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now you are getting the reverse of a number, any number, whatever the number that, but this recording will be available to you guys, but I will share the link where you can study all these things. Okay, I explain each and everything in the same manner, whatever manner I follow today. So any question from anyone before proceeding further? Okay, so now I am moving your last assignment. That is, again, it will take some time, so have patience and enjoy the code, because I know you have you have a ton of questions, but you cannot understand each and everything in one shot. So I will share you the video for the same. Okay, and please enjoy my code. Okay, so the problem statement was the username and password. After watching video 1 or 2 times, it will make more clarity, because I am explaining it into the the real time scenario use case. Okay, so I am taking username and password, so I am saving it. I am changing the name of this, save as user password. Okay, password.py. okay, understand and enjoy my code. The first, I am taking static values 1 2 3. okay, this one is a user, and password I am taking 3 2 1. okay, so my first problem statement is, if I go to the the Gmail and any another any another website, so what exactly happens over here? If your password, if your user is right, then it will ask for the password. Okay, if your user is not a valid user, then it will give you a prompt message, this user is not a valid user. Okay, I am implementing that thing as well. In some of application, if you try the wrong password more than 4 or 5 times, then it will make you hang for 24 hours, or sometimes some application it make you hang for 10 minutes, or in some application it make you hang for 2 minutes, or it even can be even at the 6 or 5 minutes. Okay, for in the case of the mobile phones, it hang you, it iterate you in some loop that you are supposed to assign a username password after 20 seconds or after 30 seconds. Same thing I am gonna to implement, and I say you after 20 seconds, I say you after 1 minute, I say you after 24 hours. Now what is the main context is this one is a time slot. Okay, this one is a time slot. Whenever you have to perform time things inside your program, at that time, yesterday we discussed, we have to take the help of the time, the time module, and we understand the time module yesterday, how exactly it works. Same function I'm gonna to use it, and again the same loop, the while true loop, I'm going to use it. Okay, I will start this code from the scratch, and I will try to convert this code entirely into the real-time production. So the question is, the first thing is that what we have to implement, the implementation is that if the user is if the user is valid, then it will ask for the password. If your user is not valid, then it won't ask for the password. That is my first problem statement that I am going to solve this. Now I ask from a user, okay, enter user input of, the person enters user, enter username, perfect. Okay, user name, perfect. Okay, username, perfect. So if basic condition, if user double equals to this u, because these are the static username and password I allocated, but in real time scenario these values come from the databases. Okay, if user double equals to u, then I am supposed to ask the password. Okay, I am asking password. Okay, password, is equal to input of enter password. Okay, so then it is going to ask the password. If this user is not true, okay, else if this user is not true, then print a message, you check your username, check username. Thank you. Okay, check your username. That's it. This is very basic code. Okay, Control S, I am saving it, I am running it. Okay, PySpace user and password. Okay, the username is, let's suppose I enter the first case, I enter right username. The username is 123, then it is asking for the password, but I didn't code for the password right now. Okay, so second scenario, what I did, I enter a wrong user. Okay, I enter a wrong user. When I enter a wrong user, it's mean it will say check username. It will not ask the password. My first funda is clear. My first problem statement is clear. These things happen into the real time cases as well. When your password is your user is not a valid user, immediately you will get a prompt, check your username. If your user is right, then it will gonna to ask you the password and you enter the password. If your password is right, then it will perform to the main page. Otherwise it will say please check your password. Okay, so now I ask the username from the user. Okay, now the question is how many time I have to perform. So in this scenario, for right now, okay, I will come back to that point for 5 minutes or for 5 attempts or for 10 attempts or for 20 attempts. I will come back to that point as well, don't worry. But for this point of time, I will ask a password until the password is not correct. Okay, I will ask a password until that password is not correct. So user have to pass the proper password, then he is supposed to proceed further. For this point of time, later on I will come to that point how we can restrict it only for 2, only for 3 and so on. So here I am implementing a loop, while loop. Okay, while loop. So while okay, the password which user enter, okay, the password user enter not equals to that p, the static value which I define. Then again I have to ask from a user re-enter password. Okay, so re-enter password. So I am writing over here re-enter password. If password entered by user is fine, that's mean he entered the right password, then else. Now observe carefully, this else is with while. Okay, as I already told you, inside Python you can use else and you can use else with for, you can use else with while, and on which context it will run executed successfully. If this while is run successfully, if this while is not run successfully, it's mean the else would not execute. The concept is same. So I am writing over here, welcome to my website. That's it. Okay, welcome to my website. Now here your logic is whatever you want to do. So now I am executing it. The first case, I enter wrong username. Okay, so it will simply say me check your username. Another case, I enter username. Okay, let's suppose my username is 123. Okay, it asked me a password. First time I did a wrong attempt, don't worry. Then it asked me re-enter password. Again I did wrong. Again I did wrong. Okay, again I did wrong. Again I did wrong. Again I did wrong. Again I did wrong. Okay, so it will keep me asking. Okay, until I am not supplying a right password. So my right password is 321. Okay, so now it's saying me welcome to my site. Okay, welcome to my website. Okay, the base is ready. But the thing is that, sir, I want to restrict a user if he enters more than 2 times wrong password. Okay, more than 2 times wrong password, immediately I have to break him. Okay, I have to break him from the entire system. Okay, so first I told you I have to count. For counting these kind of things, what I have to use, I am taking a help of a counter. The initial value I am taking a counter is 1. Okay, here what I am doing, if counter value double equals to 2, then print a message on the screen. Okay, print a message on the screen. you have done 2 wrong attempts. Okay, so that's it, and immediately you have to break from the system. And what you have to do else? Otherwise you have to increment C1. Okay, so this one is the base funda. So what is happening? Initial value C is 1. Okay, he enter first password. Okay, C value become 2. If the C value become 2, then immediately you have to break him, or you can use it if C value greater than 2. Okay, so you can use this. So observe this scenario. Now first thing, enter perfect. 1 wrong attempt, 2 wrong attempt, 3 wrong attempt. Okay, again wrong attempt. Now it says you have done 2 wrong attempts. Okay, by the way, I change the logic. If the greater than or equals to. Okay, now it will take only 2 attempts. So 1, I enter the perfect username, 1 wrong password, second re-enter second time, and again first time re-enter, now this time second time re-enter. Now you have done 2 wrong attempts. Okay, whatever message that you want to display, you can display bye bye and so on. Now what exactly happens? If the person done 2 wrong attempts, then I have to hack him. Okay, I have to iterate him in a loop. Okay, in a loop for 1 minute, for 60 minutes, and whatever minute that you want to decide, you can decide. I will go with the 10 seconds only, because if I took a time for 1 minute, it becomes boring. Okay, so what I am doing, if the user done 2 wrong attempts, now I have to iterate him for 10 seconds. Okay, I have to block him for 10 seconds. That is my main concern. Okay, for the same, now what I have to do for, okay, now this time for I in range of 10. Okay, so 10 times this loop will be executed. Okay, and what you have to do, print off. Okay, let me make it more generic. So 10, 0, -1. Okay, so it's mean I am doing a reverse loop. Okay, and I'm printing a message, print come back after. Okay, I am taking the concept of f string. Okay, come back after. Okay, after I. Okay, seconds. That's it. Okay, now I am saving it. Okay, now I am saving it. Okay, so execute it. Okay, username 1 2 3, password 1 wrong, second wrong, third wrong. Now it's saying me come back after 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, but it's come immediately. But I want it should become one by one. Come back after 10 seconds, come back after 9 seconds. So we know how we can pause it with the help of time module. Time dot sleep of 1. Okay, so how many times this will be sleep? I iterate the same thing 10 times. So how many times it will sleep? 10 seconds. Okay, the entire thing will be happen into the 10 seconds. So always after printing of the one statement, it will sleep for 1 second. Again for the second iteration, sleep for 1 second, and up to 10. Okay, so it will sleep for 10 seconds. Import time. Okay, that's it. Now 1 2 3. Okay, 1 wrong, okay, 2 wrong. Now it is saying me come back after 9, come back after 8, 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. Now sir, there is something missing. What exactly happens into the real time scenario? Sir, come back after 9. Here the things are repeating. What exactly happens? Only this value is changed. 10 second, 9 second, 8 second, 7 second, 6 second, 5 second, 4 second, 3 and 2. Note come back. Okay, note these things are repeated. Here the 10 lines are printed, but I want only one line. But the value should be changed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, so implementing that thing, we have to take the help of one more module. That module is called import OS. Okay, that is the operating system module. Here what I perform? Here I want to perform CLS. CLS means clear screen. the previous entities will be clear. Same thing I want to implement through my Python code. Okay, so there we have a module, that module name is called OS, that is the operating system module. So how I can implement it? Okay, OS dot system. Okay, system is a method, and which method? I have to pass a parameter, and the parameter name is CLS, the same, exactly same, the CLS, that's mean the clear screen. So now enjoy the scenario. Okay, 1 2 3, 1 wrong, 2 wrong, okay, 3 wrong. Now you will, okay, sorry, OS and no attribute system, SYSTEM, okay, spelling mistake, system. So 1 2 3, 1 wrong, 2 wrong, 3 wrong. Okay, now come back after 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Okay, so this one is a scenario. So let's suppose I do the exactly everything fine, 3 2 1. Now it's saying me welcome to my website. Okay, one case, 1 2 3. Okay, 1 I did wrong attempt, 2 I did wrong attempt, but 3 I did a right attempt. So now, okay, again I think I did a mistake. So let me run again. Okay, 1 attempt I did perfectly, user is okay, 1 wrong, 2 wrong, and this time I have to pass a valid 3 to 1. Okay, so I think there is a mistake inside the code. So here, okay, let me check what mistakes we did. So this break, okay, so this break should be out of this. Okay, this break should be out of this. So here let me check, greater than 2. Okay, greater than 2. So 1 second, let me try this. The user 1 2 3, the password 333 wrong, and this time I am passing the right password. Okay, so here why not just display welcome to my website? One second, let me check. It should work fine. So here 1 2 3, 3 2 1. Okay, perfect. 1 2 3, 3 2 1. No, this time wrong. Okay, 3 2 1. No, it's not working over here. Let me check. I think we did a very small mistake somewhere. So password spelling same. This spell. No, this else is with while. Okay, this else is with while. So it should work fine. I don't know why it's not working fine. Let me put inside this. So if this is this, let me check it. 1 2 3, little mistake I did somewhere, I don't know exactly where. 3 3 3, again wrong. Now this time I'm passing right. Yes, now it's working fine. Okay, let me check one more case. 1 2 3, 1 wrong. Okay, 1 wrong. Now this time I'm passing the right one. Okay, welcome, perfect. 1 2 3. Okay, take one more case. The wrong one. Okay, again the wrong one. Now third time I am giving the right password, 3 to 1. Okay, perfectly, it's working fine. So only for this break statement. Okay, this break should be inside this if, not into the this. Okay, so this one is the entire code. I show you how exactly this work. I know you guys won't understand into the one shot. Kindly watch this video on my repeat mode and try to make it more you know, the more generic. For example, here what exactly happening. Okay, if I did the wrong attempts. Okay, I did the wrong attempts. Now it is giving me 9 8 7 6, and after that it's okay. Let me do. Okay, now I am coming out from the entire scenario, but I want what I want. Observe carefully. I want it should be keep me on asking. I shouldn't come back to my entire system. Okay, this time it's coming back to the entire program, but I don't want to come back to the entire program. What I want, it will again ask me after 10 seconds, it will again ask me, okay, enter username, okay, enter password. Okay, or it can simply just ask the user password only. Choice is again your. Okay, now observe second thing, what exactly another you have to perform. Let's suppose another time in the second attempt, first time I am blocked for 10 seconds. Okay, I am blocked for 10 seconds. Next time I did again the wrong concepts. Okay, I did 3 attempts again, that these 3 attempts again I supply the wrong password, and it should be hang me or it should be block me for 20 seconds. In the next way, the same thing, after 20 seconds again it will asking me for the password. Again I did 3 wrong attempts, then it will hang me for 40 seconds. Again if I did the same process again, then it should be hang me for 80 seconds. Okay, then it should be hang me for 160 seconds, something like this. You have to perform this thing as well. Okay, very simple, only 2 lines of code is there to do the same thing. The rest code is in front of you. The entire code will be used by the same scenario, but the thing is that you have to perform the while true loop. Okay, while true loop. Okay, while true loop, that you have to implement it, because it will keep on asking until unless you won't supply everything fine. Okay, if you do the wrong activity again and again, it will be multiplied by 2. The time of the blocking multiply by 2. First time it's 10 seconds. Next time if you do the entire process wrong, then again it will hang you for 40, and so on and so on and so on. So this was the complete solution. What exactly happen whenever you enter the wrong username and password 2 times or more than 3 times, then these things happens. Any question? Because I know you won't understand clearly it. If you watch my video again and again and try to solve by your own, automatically the picture would be more clear. So any question from your side before closing this session? The recordings will be available for 36 minutes, and I will share you the link where you can you can check out the the previous formulas and previous programs.